Hi, welcome back to The Spark is Love. Come on, come on, come on, come on, join me. We have a really, really wonderful interview. Oh, guess who here? Mommy. Mommy is here. Mommy is here. To share so much good stuff with us today. Yes, us young people. You know why? Because we got to get our eating together. We got to eat right. Come on now, we could do it. So here is my mommy. Her name is Claire Charles Simpson. So my mommy is living in Trinidad. We're going to talk about some island food, okay? So we're going to start off just a little bit of telling us about you. Did you grow up learning to cook healthy and shop nutritionally? Like, what's your experience? What's your background?
Well, my background is that we were poor people. So we had to eat healthy. We didn't have money to buy all the nice big chicken. And as a matter of fact, in Trinidad, we didn't have a whole lot of meats and all of that unless you have your yard fowl, So we will eat like fish. We used to even go and do with little catching of our fish. So we will cook beans and rice. And my mother always made me do this stuff because I was the eldest. In the islands, the older ones always take care of the younger ones and even the parents. So we had a lot of natural things, savory, a lot of the fruits, the guavas and the pineapple and the bananas. We had those things. And we used a lot of herbs. So if you had a cold or anything, you had a glass to go and get, or a bush for the cold. We did no more medication. And I think that worked very good for us. In my time, people in my age group and in my younger siblings, we grew up healthier than kids now because we use a lot of medication now. So I tried was to do that with you all, but you all were a little resistant to medication. And I used to like to not to give you the plain flour, put wheat in my bread.
Yeah, like a wheat. I eat more wheat than bread. But mommy, don't worry. I live in to do the same thing because you mentioned something that it was just natural. It was just normal. Here in the States, what you grew up on, we call organic, and we have to pay twice as much for what you grew up on. So poverty kind of worked out well for you, huh, mommy?
Very much.
It actually was healthy. But talking about us children growing up, right? What are some of the challenges that you had to face and overcome? Because we don't want the vegetable, we don't want the bread, the whole wheat bread. So how did you help us as kids to actually like to eat healthy?
Well, I didn't use to substitute, and things wasn't that financially good to substitute either. So when you're all hungry, you all have to eat it, even though if you didn't eat all. So I couldn't substitute, and
Big the truth,
I know it
mommy.
was
Yes.
good for you. So yes.
Yes, speak it, because you had four children and you're a single parent, right? So
Yeah.
when did you even find time to cook? Listen, I have one baby, and who I do not know where I find the time. It's so hard to find the time. So where did you find the time to prepare nutritious meals for four children and send them to school, make the money to buy the food? Like, how did you do it?
Well, first again, I had blessings from above
Yeah.
to have the insight and the wisdom to do it, and then experience from in my younger days, because as I grew up with my mom and I being the oldest one, I used to have to get up on mornings early and assist with seeing about the younger ones, even cooking for my mom. So I had in my body tuned to getting up early in mornings, like 4, 4:30. And after saying my first put on the fire, because I have to finish cook by 6 o'clock for my mommy to leave. So that was good training for me, because after now, when you all get older, and I have to take you all to drop you all to different school, different people going to different secondary school, we have to get up early, do our morning worship, have to cook, and then we have to leave home within a certain time. So it's a schedule, having a good schedule, what worked for me. But I used to find time to relax because if you remember, we used to still find time to go in the park. We used to still find time to go and sit down in the savannah and do our family study. We used to call it
Yes,
family study that time.
yes,
And have a treat because I always believe in giving you all the treats. If I say I'm buying pizza today, or we're gonna buy crabs, barbecue,
yes,
you know, or we buying an
yes,
ice
I
cream.
remember.
Yeah, so all the week I make you all eat healthy, a little treat in between, like pizza or barbecue or what you call burgers, those things. And
Yes.
most times I make my stuff too because I didn't trust buying stuff outside. So all
I
those things,
know.
yes.
I remember. And you know, mommy, that's so excellent because you know what? I used to feel, I kind of felt a little slighted because I was like, my mother got sweet hand, you know, and I don't even know how to make a callaloo because you always had all the meals ready. But now I understand why. It's because you had a schedule. So you couldn't wait for us to wake up to cook. We couldn't say, oh, I'm hungry and now you're starting to cook. You already had the food ready. See, I
Yes.
forgive you. I forgive you. Don't worry, I learned. I learned.
At that time, when I tell you, when I say, well, all right, today's Saturday, we will cook for Sunday and this evening, and when I come, you are not ready and whatever. And then
Yeah.
I go and sleep because I need rest too. And when I get
Yes.
up, it's the time you are going to sleep. So I have to do this thing Sunday morning anyhow. Get up
The,
Sunday morning early and cook. So I
the
have to
life,
apologize. I always feel bad for running ahead and cooking and wasn't inculcating you all into the cooking, you know?
but you know what? You did it. You did it because we learn by your example. And this is why I even here talking to the world about healthy eating. So you had to do it. We had to taste the food. The food always tastes good, right? I used to trade my food for lunch, but you know, for other people lunch, you know, they would and they say, "Oh, your mother could cook real good," and I say, "You taste all that whole wheat and the bread." But you know what? It was a blessing and we appreciate it. You know, the way mommy cooked when I came to the States, I noticed a difference in how I felt. I felt a difference, you know? And, you know, with mommy, it wasn't just about eating right. Mommy, tell us about your exercising. I know you exercise. Everybody who know you like to exercise. Tell me, tell me.
Right. So my exercise started even in my early teen age years when I used to do a lot of gardening. When you have to go, you didn't have those like you all have in America, those lawnmower and all that. We have to use the hand stuff and the shovel and the hoe. So when you're done, you have a good sweat. Plus, I had friends, we had a group who used to go on Friday and run around our savannah, which is like a roundabout, because they said that is the biggest roundabout in the world.
Mhm.
It takes you from one area to another, about four little, not city, what you call it? Four little areas in the Port of Spain city. So you to go over there, you have to take the whole roundabout. So we use that as a walking area,
Mhm.
exercising area. Some people use it for cycling. And
Mhm.
I used to do that. And then when I got pregnant with my son, I was so slim and nice, I didn't want to get fat. So I had a dear mother, a mother to be book, and it had exercises. And I exercised for my 9 months. So much so when I came out the hospital, I had on one of my slimmest dress. They thought it's somebody baby I was holding. That was my baby that I just had a few hours ago. And that also gave me the drive to keep exercising. I realized how exercising is very good for your body. So
Mhm.
over the years, I continue. I had 3 other kids after that, and I continue to look slim and nice and feel healthy and good. And as you all were growing up, I would do my exercise, and you all in my feet. I lie down doing my when I knocking you all over. So I think I get a little exercise routine into you all by what I was doing.
We used to do Cathy Smith, you know,
Yeah,
remember?
and Denise Austin.
And Denise Austin, yes,
Yeah.
yes. You know, it's not just about eating, but it's just the whole healthy lifestyle. And what I like about you, mommy, is that you know, growing up, especially coming from the Caribbean, and even when you come to the to America, and there's so much wealth, even people who are poor, they still have like government assistance and stuff. And you kind of look back at poverty and you feel like, oh my gosh, it was so negative in that you didn't have enough food. You know, people say, I don't have enough food to eat, you know, because they can't buy the burger and the fries and the chicken. But I really like what you did with us because, you know, you really use poverty to your advantage, you know. We eat natural, we eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit. And I remember going down on Charlotte Street buying $1. I had only $1.50 for allowance, and that would get me either a bag of cheesies, which finished like that, or a pound of banana, not a pound of banana, yes, a pound of banana, you know, I don't know if it's a pound of banana, but I could get like 5 or 6 bananas that would fill me up. So poverty actually was helpful more than it hurt. And I think that's a good message to go across because if you don't have money, you don't need money to eat good. You need to make better choices. So I really appreciate that. And you know, look beautiful, not a wrinkle on your skin. So I can obviously see eating healthy, exercising has paid off. But what are some other payments that we can't see?
I don't use preservative, and I use a lot of chive and garlic and onions and ginger, but I prepare them for myself. So I will take the chive and put it in the blender, and I will blend it instead of buying those, but I have dry chive or powder. So I grind my garlic, you know, and I use all the natural seasonings to season my food, so I don't need all those shake bottles and so on you have. I also use more, we call it provision in Trinidad, like sweet potatoes and cassava. They are things that come up from the ground. I use most of those things than the rice. If I use rice, I try to use the real brown rice. So I have enough fiber into my body. And what else?
But mommy,
I like fish, I like turkey, and I cook those things like bake them, steam them, curry them. Curry is a very healthy dish, you know?
it
Yes.
is. It
So I
is a
try to eat
turmeric.
healthy, and I'm proud to say next January I'll be 66 years.
You know that's going to be on the internet. You're saying your age.
Oh boy.
That's because you're looking good. You know, as a nurse, I as I got into nursing, I see people taking a lot of medications. A lot. A lot of my job was just trying to figure out what they're taking and making sure that they were safe and didn't interact. Something about mommy, I never really saw you take bunch of medication growing up, but I think it has to do with the way you eat. Do you have a lot of medication now that you're almost 66? Do you have a lot of medication?
Certainly not. For the past 10 or 15 years, I believe it's because of the stress and you hustling and the everything with the children and the job and the everything. Somehow my pressure kept fluctuating over the years, and the doctor tell me 1 minute your pressure, the next minute it's high. We don't want to put you on medication. And then eventually they decided to put me on medication. And sometimes for a whole 6 months, I haven't taken your medication. Because I try to control my pressure with natural things like, besides eating healthy and exercising and drinking water, I try to control my pressure like having my little ginger tea and a little turmeric tea, because those things thin your blood so that you wouldn't have to have so much problem with the pumping of the blood to the heart, you know. And they said olive oil good, so I try to use a lot of olive oil in my daily meals. I try to do the omega-3. We have something here you call 7 C's cod liver oil. I took that for years. I had a woman one a day. I took that for years. I've never had a cold or flu in ages. I haven't had a cold or the flu in ages. Yes, I can't tell last day, and that cod liver oil tablet helped me. And as my supplement, a good vitamin, I have something that my health care practitioner gave me called Ultra Woman, that when I take that, I don't take it every day. Because it just makes me feel so energized and so good. I just take it so that I can continue feeling good.
And
Yes.
mommy, I know you have energy for days because she could dance me out till 2, 3 in the morning. She danced me and my husband out. So I know you have energy. And I really, really want to take this time to thank you for allowing me to interview you because you are the experts. You are the scientists. You have develop ways and means. You have tried many, many different experiments that maybe you didn't call it experiments, but you have tried and tested different foods, exercise. So what works for your body? And now I get this privilege to interview you and share your story with the world. I hope that my peers, I hope that we will listen to your wisdom. And I really thank you for your time. And I thank you for taking care of this beautiful body that you were given. I don't know if you have any last minute tips that you want to share with the viewers.
Don't forget your spiritual part of life because our physical is very good, but our spiritual is even more important. And if you have a good spirituality, you will get wisdom from above to be able to take care of this physical body because it's the one above who is the creator who gave us this body. And when we really think about it, our body was made to go forever. That is why the more you use it, is the more you get out of it, is the healthier, the stronger it is, your bones, the more you use your bones and everything, the more you use your brain, they don't ever deteriorate. The more you use it, and when you stop using your body, then your body deteriorates.
The mind, the body, the spirit, it all works. You can't separate it. It all has to be balanced. Thank you so much. Beautiful. I thank you.